Yesterday, massive anti-Trump protests broke out all across the country, from Boston all the way to Chicago, covering the streets of Washington, D.C. But as online journalist Nick Shirley shows us, these guys were idiots.
I just want to remind you of protest procedure. Don't film unless it's consent of anyone's faces. And we'd ask if you
We're on public property, though, so we can film.
Are you part of the protest?
Hey, easy, dude. You don't have our consent to do this.
Don't touch me.
Don't
touch me!
Whoa.
Don't touch me!
I didn't touch you for nothing.
You touched me! Don't touch me!
He's touching
Can we
him.
get someone around these people, please?
Elbows! Easy, easy.
Elbows!
Easy,
Elbows!
easy.
No.
Easy.
We're not here to.
Wait.
We're not here.
Holy cow. Don't let me go. Ooh, what are you gonna do?
Elbows!
Elbows. What the hell's going on out here? Watch, he can't keep running. Okay, what is going on, everybody? Look, we got a crowd coming. Dude, you touched me. Bro, get off me. He's touching me. I know I'm attracted, but I'm not that attracted to be following me like stink on poo. Come on, man, get off me. Bro, these...
Help! Help! He's hurting me! Help!
You look like a fool.
Help! He's touching me!
Bro, you...
Hey, you're fucking into people.
I'm not...
Help!
I have no idea how you can outnumber a guy 1,000 to 1 and still end up squealing in terror, as if Shirley was gonna actually show up with a suit and a camera guy to come film himself attacking anybody. You'd have to be a special kind of stupid to think that. But stupidity seemed to be a common theme here.
So what makes Trump a fascist? What makes Trump a fascist?
He does things without
Yeah, talk loud. I don't have my mic on.
I'm not really good into interviews.
And what brings you out here today?
What doesn't?
Can you explain a little bit for our viewers what this means?
Go ahead.
Raise your hand out.
Cacostocracy. Government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state. Seems to fit, doesn't it?
And here's where my skepticism begins, as you don't give up your Saturday to protest on behalf of something you don't even understand, unless you were possibly being compensated to be there. As curiously, a lot of these protests seem to be comprised of mainly old people. Even over in Austin, Texas, we saw similar audiences of people 80 plus. And up over in Oregon, it's like they came straight from a retirement home, where even the protesters in New York City started to wonder what was actually happening.
I'm at the protest right now in New York City, anti-Trump, anti-fascist protest, and I have one question. Where the is Gen Z? These people are cheering, they're talking like it's just the 60s, it's just like the 60s, and they're having conversations and walking slowly. There's no fight here, there's no youth here.
It's almost like when the majority of the country sways a certain way, you won't find too many people willing to show their face to stand against the administration that's actually following through on what they voted for. So minus the insane people that spent their time crafting an outfit decked out in Nazi symbols that they themselves volunteered to wear in public, I believe the majority of these attendees were actually bussed in, and not just the protest in DC, but apparently Texas too, where the Democrats posted on Twitter about their hands-off protest, to which Tony Saruga replied they are going to geofence the event, because last time they found the protesters were from groups that receive money from Act Blue and USAID. And Loomer found that at least one of the buses in DC were from Summer Bus Tour Incorporated, registered by the Chinese. Now it sounds concerning, but the Democrats may have just contracted a bus that happens to be owned by the Chinese, but it does raise the question of how are our tax dollars being funneled from USAID to the Chinese? But more importantly, Tony found that what they claimed was 30,000 was just over 7,000 mobile devices, with 92% of them having attended 5 or more Kamala Harris rallies or liberal protests. And we saw similar activity of buses bringing in supporters or activists to other liberal movements, which really makes you wonder, how organic could these actually be? Because I already showed you examples of how most of these Democrats in office, crying about Elon Musk and Doge cutting wasteful spending, had previously campaigned for the same thing. And now that they're angry about Trump's new tariffs, just like clockwork, Democrat leader Nancy Pelosi encouraged exactly what Trump is doing back in 1996.
And there are those who say we shouldn't link human rights and trade and proliferation and trade. I disagree. But if we just want to take up this issue on the basis of economics alone, in terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal?
So just a quick note while I'm editing this right now, I find it interesting that if you're currently a MAGA conservative, back in the 90s you'd be a Democrat that supports Nancy Pelosi. If it wasn't for double standards, the Democrats wouldn't have standards at all, as just like with the stock market falling under Biden is now suddenly an issue under Trump. Egg prices or gas prices going up under Trump, or hitting record lows now they don't matter, or Doge cuts and tariffs. It doesn't matter if they previously wanted them, or if it benefits their voters. If it comes from Trump, they have to default to attacking it. And that's probably why you can't gather enough people to stand against him that can actually describe why they don't like what Trump is doing, other than the bumper sticker slogans they were told to repeat. Because nothing about this outrage is real, which detracts from the actual issues every American faces today, as China just launched their Temu version of Trump on TikTok.
Folks, we're in Chongqing, the city of hot pot of China, and we have to eat hot pot today. She understands me, tremendous lady. Sometimes I dip in a spice, but sometimes I don't. You never know what's my next move, and that's how I win. I'm unpredictable.
And I don't know about you, but that terrifies me. So if you appreciate my concise, light-order commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on the police chief that actually sees Tesla vandals as victims themselves.